Hey guys, this is Captain Tim and welcome back to part 2 of how to layer. As you can see, we have what we threw into the do pile right here. So, how do we layer? Well, I'll show you guys. So first, you obviously gotta have your base layer on. Alright. Next, you're gonna put your next base layer on, which usually should be something moisture wicking. Or like a fleece or something like that allows breathability. Fleece is like wool, or this is synthetic fleece. It's going to do the same thing as a wool sweatshirt or something like that. So first you're going to want to put this on. Let's see if I can do this without getting too much mic noise. Alright, so now that we have our next to base skin on, next we're going to put our second mid layer on if it's super cold. Alright, and that'll usually come in the form of a synthetic hoodie or another moisture wicking piece of material. If you're a high mountains rider, or if you're like a boondocker or something, oftentimes it'll just be a shirt and a shell, or a shirt and like a performance hoodie and a shell. But since I'm more of a trail rider, I'm going to have to put a second layer on. Second mid layer on. Alright. So I'm going to put that on. And if I can get that around. Alright, there we go. So now we have our two mid layers on over our base layer. Alright. So now we're all good in the layering department. Zip this up. Alright.
Let's move this out.
Alright, so now that we have our two mid layers on and our base layer on, next we have to choose our shell. Do we go with really waterproof, or not really waterproof, but blocks a lot of wind, allows a lot of breathability, but minimal to no insulation? Or do we go for lots of insulation, but minimal to no wind blocking? I'm going to go with the Gore-Tex jacket, alright? But before I do that, if you do go with the parka, look what the parka has on it. Guess what this hood's going to do? This hood is going to the do nots pile. If you're snowmobiling, don't wear a hoodie, or a hood on your thing. Wear a hat. If you're skiing, the hoods are stupid, because what happens is if you get wind in your face, it gets trapped in the hood, goes down, and then it makes you all cold, and it makes all your insulation levels pretty much useless. So I'm going to go for the Gore-Tex. But hold on, we got one more thing. Put the gloves on before or after. I've been putting my gloves on after, just so the wind theoretically goes over the jacket, but the issue is now you've introduced, there's no barrier between here and your hands, so your hands get super cold. So what I'm going to do is, this season now, I'm going to start putting the gloves on first. Make it a little easier. Well, not easier, but make my hands a little warmer. Because now, if you can see that, look, my base layers go right into my glove, which direct all my body heat that gets down in that area to my glove. Keeps that all warm while it's getting there. Then, when you get the jacket on, alright, look at that. Now it seals all that. And you're not going to have any wind getting to your skin or your wrist, cooling down your blood, making your fingers all cold. And that is what you want right there. So I'm not going to zip that up because it's still like 70 down here in my studio. And then finally, make sure when you get a jacket like this, you have your little gauntlets, or I guess with cuffs, tightenable cuffs. Make sure that once it's on, it doesn't move. And there you go. That is how you layer for cold weather. Leave some comments below on what you like to do. And, oh, by the way, guys, the Boating channel is also looking for a new channel snowmobile to be featured on, some episodes to be worked on. We're looking for anything about 1980 forward. I don't care if it has leaf springs, pogo, AA arm, trailing arms. None of that matters. You know, comment, text me or whatever, and I'll talk to you guys later. This is Captain Tin, and see you guys later.